Yo guys, how are y'all doing today? In today's video I have a Ghosts of the Deep dungeon guide tutorial. This one is for the final boss, the one I think people are having the most trouble with at the moment. Otherwise the rest of the raid is not too bad. I think I've missed the point of being able to make a full guide for it, but a guide for this guy, an in-depth tutorial on how to beat him. This is it. Let's get into it, guys. Alright, starting off guys, we're just going to go into an explanation on how you actually do the mechanics to beat him. Alright, so starting off guys, you will find these reveal areas. You need to go and use them to be able to see which of the 3 body parts around the area you need to get the symbols for. So as you can see, it'll give you these lines triangulating it. Once you've done that, you need to be standing in these areas with the greenness around you to be able to kill this dude called Vorlog, and that will allow you to get this little hole that you need to get to the other side of and look through it to activate the symbol. Repeat this 3 times for each of the body parts of Oryx that have been highlighted by the greenness, and this will allow you to get on to the next step. As for the next step guys, you need to be finding these areas that are full of water. You'll see them by that passageway I just passed through. You want to head through there and you'll find an exit way. There are 3 of these across the area, one to like the top, one to the left, one to the right. Each of your teammates need to split up and go into each one of them. Once you're in there, you'll find a bunch of enemies and a light bearer, hive light bearer. So you need to take out all the enemies and the hive light bearer. Make sure before you take out the hive light bearer that you've taken a note of that symbol above his head or just in the area, as this is the symbol that you'll be needing to take his vestige to on the outside to not die. If you put it in the wrong one, you will die. So after you've crushed his ghost, you will gain the vestige as you can see on screen now, and you will take this back outside to the right symbol. Once your team has dunked every one of the symbols, you can then start doing DPS, as you can see from these green glowing areas, which are basically at each one of the symbol locations at each one of the pieces of Oryx's body. And now you can start doing damage to him to your heart's content. You have a little bit of a time, but she does have a lot of health, and we will get into DPS tips in just a second. Other than that, that is all the mechanics of this encounter. You just rinse and repeat this until the boss is defeated. Now, as for DPS guys, I have found that the best way to deal damage to this boss in particular is by using an LMG, preferably a ThunderLord with a divinity on. Having both of these is going to give you maximum DPS, and the reason for this is that rockets are just far too hard to hit on this boss, as she moves around a hell of a lot and she's just a really small target to hit from far distance. Otherwise, linears you can use, but they're still not as effective as a divinity and LMG such as ThunderLord. Other than the weapons, having a well of Radiance is super helpful for this, as there is a heap of enemies and her just shooting at you the whole time, but it is doable without. Otherwise, if you have hunters in your team, you can definitely put on a couple golden guns, which will give you a huge DPS boost. Or if you have titans, just ask them to put a ward of dawn in the back for a bit of safety if you're getting overloaded by the ads. Next up guys, we're just going to go into a few helpful tips and tricks that will help you ace this encounter on your first try. First tip is that when you're fighting your light bearer, it is probably a recommended action to actually hide while he uses his super, or at least make sure you're not anywhere near the blast zone. From now on, I'm going to be staying well away from them when they use their supers. As you can see right here, I got absolutely decimated. There is no time limit taking this guy out, so just take your time.
This is mine.
Boom shakalaka! Who's the noob now, bitch?
The next tip, guys, is if you have the boss down really low on health and you've got all your fire team members are down except for one, then just have the one fire team member hide in the water area where none of the enemies can actually get to you. And this will allow you to just respawn yourself after enough time has passed. It only takes about 30 to 40 seconds max.
Sneaky fucker, don't you think?
Another helpful tip or trick I found while trying to get this one done, guys, is that when you go in to get your vestiges, usually all 3 players go into them at the same time and grab them. But I was having trouble at one point where we would come out, we'd have to go and get the reveal, and it would just be really hard to get there due to all the ads and the boss just shooting down on you 24/7. We found that having a good strategy for people that are struggling with this is to have one person stay on the outside while the other 2 go into their rooms and grab it. This one person is going to be ad clearing and waiting for when they come out to activate the reveal straight away so they can go and chuck their ones in. Then that final person will go and get theirs while the other 2 are outside ad clearing and basically being able to activate the reveals for them as soon as they come out. It speeds it up a bit and makes it a bit easier, as the ads do start to pile up out here while no one's out here killing them.
It's
pretty simple.
Other than that, guys, just take your time with this one. Nothing about this encounter is time gated in any way, shape or form, so don't rush yourself trying to get somewhere or rush your teammates, as this is just going to make you go down more faster and quickly. Other than that, I hope this one helps you out, guys. I believe I've covered everything now. You should be able to beat this guy pretty easily if you follow this guide. I hope you guys enjoyed. Let me know in the comments if this one helped you out. Leave a like if this one helped you out, and subscribe for more guides just like this. Also, after you kill her, make sure you squash her ghost. Lol, if you don't do that, she will respawn. I don't know what happens, but she might come back with full health.